Hello, this is Kid Bandit, the protagonist of pro wrestling, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hey everyone, this is the Queen of Charisma, Big Juicy, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
This is DeMarcio James, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, who are not here tonight. But it's still a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the Marcio James.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, absolutely. And could you tell us what you got coming up event-wise?
Event-wise, right now, I'm supposed to be going down to the Nightmare Factory
Ooh,
here soon. We're supposed to have a show soon. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be. And also, got some future shows coming up in Chicago as well
ooh.
next month. I'll keep you guys posted on the details of the shows and things like that. But yeah,
Okay. And how could we find you on social media and merchandise if you got it?
okay, you can go on my IG. My Instagram is DeMarcio James Pro Wrestling, and Twitter is at DeMarcio James as well. I also have a fan page on Facebook called DeMarcio James.
All right. And
There you can,
oh,
yeah, there, like, especially on Instagram you can find information on uh, my supplement line that I'm with, called Ambrosia Collective. So you can get your supplements. There's also the supplements I use to, maintain the size and continue to make gains in the gym as well. Also, I have a pro wrestling tees store. Um, you type in, you can search DeMarcio James. Search into the store website on Pro Wrestling Tees, and you'll find my merch there.
all right. And you don't even have to look for that. All of those links will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. And just so you know, your I tried looking for your Instagram, but it said that it didn't exist anymore.
I
Really?
found it. I found it.
Oh, really? Well, there's
Yep.
the link on Facebook. And well, we are being joined by Scooter Dust as well.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, DeMarcio.
Thank you. Pleasure. Likewise.
All right. Um, let's get into it. You was a part of Nightfall Factory Showcase 4 back in December. Against Will Purlieu, I believe.
Yes.
How was that experience?
Oh man, that was an amazing experience. I wrestled. I already had prior wrestling experience. Um, Before that. But it was an experience to uh that whole Nightmare Factory training is like next level training. You're getting training by the best. Um, Going up against Will, by it being his first match, it was, I was kind of, I'm like, oh, here we go. I hope he does well, like, listens and things like that. But he did pretty good. I was proud of him. Um, and how the match turned out. Shout outs to Baron Black as well because he produced the match. Um, yeah,
So, because I watched the match, that was only his first match ever.
yeah, that was his first match. That's
And
why I was kind of nervous. I was kind of nervous. I was like, oh, this is his first match. You know, in training, while we were training, we done, did practice matches before,
oh yeah,
but
it's a little different when the lights are
it's a,
on.
yeah, exactly. You got the lights on, the cameras on, you got the crowd, it's a whole different level,
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
a whole different level. He experienced that. He wasn't nervous going in, but during the match, he had mentioned that he's like, man, it felt like all the oxygen was out of the building. I was like, that's because you were nervous and you didn't realize it.
that's that's incredible. And being uh, being his first match, he obviously didn't learn everything because you got the win in an interesting fashion. No.
Yeah, definitely in interesting fashion. Yes, yes, indeed. I got the win, and that's it. No matter how I got it, I got the win.
That's how we look at it here. All
Yeah, I got the win. It's official. It's in the record books, if you will.
right, Scooter, you have a question.
Yes. Now, it is clear from your social media that you are. I don't know. I would say it looks like you're a little bit fond of working out, just a little bit, but
Just a little bit, yeah.
just a little bit.
Just
Can you take us through a weekly workout routine of yours?
okay, yeah, I can definitely do that. My weekly workout routine is like a split. So Monday I would do chest and biceps. Tuesday I would do triceps and back. Then Wednesday just legs. And Thursday um I would do shoulders. And then Friday I would do chest and back. And Saturday I would do biceps and triceps, just straight arms. I superset all those body parts. Yeah, I superset everything, um, which is a lot harder. But yeah, those are my weekly. That's what I focus on, as far as body part wise, during the week. And I also get in the ring with a buddy of mine from my area and do some in ring work with him and a couple other wrestling buddies I know from the local area as well.
That's
That'd be like on a Thursday or something like that. So essentially, I would work out twice a day on that day.
I know from what back when I was in the ring 11 some odd years ago, they emphasized cardio above above everything else. When do you get your cardio in? Is that your in ring practice
Well,
more or less?
part of it is, well, I do my cardio like right after I do my workouts with the weights. So
Mm-hmm.
that right after I do my cardio then. But other than that, as far as in ring cardio, I get that in when I do the in ring work. I'll do some, cardio drills, superset cardio drills in the ring. Yeah, cardio is very important. Very.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And training all those days, what does that mental discipline come from to, go the whole week and do twice on Thursdays and, not waver from it?
Well, that discipline came from, well, I have an athletic background, so I was already accustomed to training. Even though it's a lot different than what I was actually doing because I was a basketball player originally before
Mm.
I started wrestling altogether. But all the training and all that discipline came from my athletic background and all the preparation. I always loved the preparation and to get ready for a match or anything, when it comes to competing. I always like to get prepared and stay ready. Um, but yeah, I always been accustomed to, staying consistent with my training and things like that. It's hard, sometimes it's easy. It's easy to fall off off the wagon just a little bit, but for the most part, I never really fell off of it, especially during the time I was down at the Nightmare Factory training, leading up to the showcase.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of those things where I'm the crazy one because I would literally work out twice a day during that whole time because we did strength and conditioning at the Nightmare Factory. Besides doing my own workout routines, I would do that early in the morning, then in the afternoon, come in and do the strength and conditioning, and then do in-ring work with QT Marshall, and Cody. People thought I was crazy.
So what made you kind of wait for going into the Nightmare Factory? May I ask?
What got me in it
No,
was
I mean, what
prior.
made you wait for from kind of dropping off? You said you had mentioned that.
Going from basketball to pro wrestling.
Oh, I get to that transition. What made me transition over?
No, no, you were saying having the mental discipline and
Oh
how
yeah.
you almost wavered from it and was kind of gonna fall off the wagon, so to speak. And then before you got to the Nightmare Factory.
Well, the fell off the wagon was something simple like partying type of thing.
Okay.
That's what I call it, falling off the back, because it's easy to do that, fall into that. You party too much, you around your friends, and then you want to,
Okay.
because essentially to be disciplined and to do what I do, like as far as training goes, you kind of have to sacrifice friendship and things like that as far as hanging out.
Okay, I
And
gotcha.
yeah, that's where that comes from. Like it's easy to do that, especially when you're around your friends a lot and they're like, come on, let's go out. Like, man, let's have a couple drinks. Oh, okay, all right. And then it might end up, it can easily turn into an every weekend thing, so
Okay,
to speak. Yeah.
I gotcha. And here I thought it was the temptation from Cinnabon Airport at the airport.
Now that part, I stay away from Cinnabons. I will. Yeah, that's another thing too. Is the Cinnabons. That's oh
They're
yeah. I don't even want to
delicious.
go in. I don't even want to go into the Cinnabon.
That's where I work out.
The Cinnabons work out. Yeah, that part, that's like my kryptonite right there. Oh my goodness, it's so delicious
You're preaching to the choir here.
though. Yeah.
All right. Scooter, you have another question.
Now, in my research, I believe I came across uh, something about you having an interaction with Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Can you tell us that story?
Mark Cuban.
Yes.
Well, that story came from the interaction it was actually kind of by accident though.
Oh, we love
Um,
that. Oh,
yeah,
that's better.
that was a little bit of by accident. So I end up meeting Mark Cuban. I believe it was in Georgia. I think it was in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. And he came up to me. We was in a parking lot. I was at a gym parking lot, and he happened to be in the parking lot, and I came out like with a tank top on, and he had said something to me like, he's like, dude, you're so fucking jacked, man. What the hell are you doing? And I'm
Oh,
like, hey, hold on, this is Mark Cuban? What the hell? I thought it was a doppelganger or something. I'm like, this can't be Mark Cuban. why he look like Mark Cuban? And I'm like, what is he doing over here? But yeah,
And that sounds like such a Mark Cuban thing
yeah,
Yeah,
like
to
it was so random. I was like, what the heck?
and that was it. He just walked away.
Yeah, like I was like,
That's
it was just like,
interesting.
yeah, it was like, it wasn't even an introduction or anything like that. It was just I mean, I just wanted to tell you you're fucking jacked. What are you doing? I'm like,
well,
oh, okay.
well, I think you can look at it kind of this way, given that you're very much into health supplements and whatnot. If you ever pursue your own, supplement company,
hmm
you almost have a direct line to Shark Tank, and
That's true. Yeah, that is very true. I can bring it to Shark Tank and he's like, hey, wait, you look familiar. I'm like, yeah.
like you,
You look
you met
familiar
me in a
too.
park. You met me in a parking lot.
Yeah, in the parking lot. Yeah, yeah, that deal. Yeah,
All right. Um, you have an incredible drop kick.
thank you, thank
Could
you.
you tell us, has anybody brought that up to you as well? And when did you know you kind of perfected, so to speak?
Um, let's see. This was about 3 years ago when I like first broke into the business, and um, my trainer is Randy Ritchie. Originally, my first that when I first started out, and we were going over drop kicks, and I must say, like drop kicks is one of those things where it takes timing. It looks easy. It looks easy, but it's not because of the timing of it. Um, as far as like you have to kick, and I got long legs, so I would have to kick out a certain way. I have to my time has to be perfect instead of kicking the guy's face off. You know, uh, it's more so those one of those things where he noticed how high I jumped, and he's like, "Holy man, what the man? You need to keep practicing on that." And I was like, "Okay." So I kept practicing. Now, one guy that I kind of based my drop kick off of, so to speak, or to see how he, put his jump into it was Sting, is and during his
Hmm.
early days.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's why I started. I'm like, okay, that's how he did it. As far as gathering, and I use my like to gather my jump from basketball, so I used that technique to try to, and I kept working at it, kept working because it looked good. It was more so when I first did it, it was more of a raw thing because I jumped so high and then I could like pretty much do whatever I wanted in the air. It was so raw, and it was more so of it's like okay, now I got to get the timing down right. When can I push off the guy and arch my back and things like that? That's when that came into the play. Um, Funny story. Uh, we were going over drop kicks at the Nightmare Factory, and we were doing it with QT. And QT Marshall was like, "Let me see your drop kick." And I didn't go first or anything like that. I came after because like with people that was going before me, it was like their first time drop kicking. So guys would then almost drop kick them in the stomach, things like that.
Yeah.
They were going low, and he came up. I come up to him. I was next. He was like, "Let me see a drop kick," and I'm like, "You might want to back up a little bit." And he's like, "No, just go ahead and do it." And he didn't. And I got up so high, I almost kicked his head off. He's like, "Oh," and then all you hear was like, "What the fuck? What?" Like, because I was straight vertical. I didn't like run into it, or it was more. It was just straight vertical.
So,
And they were like, "What the heck?" And QT's eyes was like, "Oh,
so, so,
oh,
so,
oh, snap!"
so that height was from standing position.
Yeah, yeah. It was straight standing position. Just jump straight up, and yeah. because he was so close, and I was like, might want to back up a little bit.
Now, could you, purely in the interest of physics,
Yeah.
physics on a podcast, could you theoretically get higher on a running drop kick?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Wow.
it'll be like it would just be like just like running and going up for a slam dunk, like going to dunk a rim.
You
It's like the
probably go
same
right
thing.
over your opponent.
Yeah.
Completely missed their head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would miss their head completely
I I feel very short now.
then.
Man,
Well, I have a 40-inch vertical leap.
oh my god.
I have a
Wow.
40-inch submarine sandwich in front of me. No, no, but being 5'4", they expect you to kind of be somewhat of a luchador, and I could never do that. Not for the life of me, I could never throw a drop kick.
Yeah, yeah, those drop kicks. It's a timing thing, and then if you can jump with it, that's an extra bonus. Because I seen some bad drop kicks in during my career.
Oh, we could definitely imagine. We've seen some bad
Yeah,
ones too.
yeah, mistimed and all that.
Right? Scooter, you have a question.
Well,
Don't
this is a
forget the Burger
question.
King question.
I'll James. We'll get to the food stuff. Don't worry. Now James and I both had this question
Hmm.
on our list, and because I actually trained with uh, and trained with and was trained by for a period of time,
Hmm.
and some, as James calls him, my jacked up twin, Tony Nese in the NYWC.
Tony Nese.
And you competed against Tony Nese
Yeah,
on AEW Dark.
right.
What was that like?
Tony Nese is a great guy. I love
Oh,
Tony
yeah.
Nese. He's awesome. Shout outs to Tony Nese. Um, Tony Nese. So when I went down to Orlando for Dart, initially I didn't know who I was going up against, and the funny thing, well, right after I was finished with camp with the Nightmare Factory, as soon as I got done with the 12-week program, that's when I found out I was going to be on Dart. I found out immediately, and
Run you right into the file.
yeah, yeah. I ended up finding out right away. I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting it. I was like, whoa, okay. So then I get down to Orlando. So then I'm like, man, who am I going against? I don't know who I'm going against. I see everybody. I see Adam Cole. I see everybody. I'm like, oh, okay. And I see Tony Nese there though. Well, I was like, oh, his 90-day non-compete must be up for him to be here. So I'm like, all right. So I look on the board backstage and they have the matchups. And I was like, oh snap, I'm going against Tony Nese. Oh shit. So then I look around like, well, where is he? Because there's a lot of people backstage. So I'm like, oh, where is he? He ended up finding me. So I like, damn, he know who I am. Hey, he know that. I was like, damn, he know who I am. To where he just came up like, hey, we're going against each other, whatever. I was like, oh shit. So then, Tony East was awesome. Um, it was a great experience going against him and working with him. It was pretty. It was great. It was great. Probably one of my better experiences. Uh, Going against somebody at that high caliber level, and him, we, but him trusting me, you know, it was amazing.
I can imagine.
Mm.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Him trusting me, and I definitely trust him because of the work he's done. You know,
Oh yeah.
it was awesome. It was an awesome experience.
Any interactions with Frago Dose?
I have not.
Okay, because I mean, there was just this guy, and he has a mask, and he's kind of the little brother to Frago Del Sol, and I was just wondering if you had any interactions with him.
I have not had any interactions. Now I've seen him, but I haven't had any interactions with him though.
Any guesses on who he might be?
Oh, I have no idea. I really don't. I tried to get. I have no idea. I was like, I don't even know who this is.
It seems like he has tattoos, but they might be covered up. I don't know.
That's a possibility. It's a possibility. You never know. So I don't want I don't want to take a guess of who it might be, but I don't know. It's a possibility. It could be some tattoos that's covered.
Yeah, I mean, he's a man of mystery. I mean, that's why he
Yeah,
wears a mask.
yeah. That's why he wears a mask. Yeah. The
Um,
only person that would know is probably Fuego.
I mean, you might say he's kind of a midnight rider, almost.
You can say that.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, you can definitely say that. Wing wing.
now I believe those AEW Dark episodes were filmed at Universal Studios, where the old TNA was. Um,
Correct.
did that being in that building where so many incredible wrestlers had been and a piece of wrestling history? Did that ever come into your mind?
It actually did because not only TNA was there, but also WCW.
That's right.
Yep.
Also WCW
Yeah,
was there.
WCW was MGM.
Yep.
Uh, technically the parking lot of MGM.
Well, yeah, the parking lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, like during like or the Orlando at Universal was like pretty amazing. I'm like, wow, this is something incredible. And it was quite an experience going there. In that environment, it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing knowing that I was a part of history, continuation of history, being able to perform at Universal Studios.
Because it's one of those more underrated venues. I mean, I don't think a lot of people appreciate it, but it's not Madison Square Garden, obviously, but
Right, right,
some history-making moments were made in that building.
right. Exactly, exactly. And yeah, it was pretty amazing though.
All right. Scooter, you have a question.
Yes. Now, uh, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you are a father, correct?
Correct. That's correct.
How much did fatherhood change you? Are there things that you used to do BC before children that you wish you could do now? And what does your daughter think of you wrestling? Does she get scared when she sees you attempt a risky move, or does she think of you as like almost like a superhero in the ring? And finally, would you let your daughter train to wrestle, and at what age? Because we've had guests who
Hmm.
started training in their early teens, and we've had guests that still can't buy a drink but have numerous years experience.
Yeah. My daughter, she thinks it's the coolest thing ever
Oh, that's great.
because she never, she likes WWE. She knows the
Of course.
logo very well, and that logo to her is just like, oh, that's what Dad likes. So her dad likes. This is before I started wrestling, and when she looked up and she saw I was wrestling, she was like, "What the heck?" Like she's just in absolute utter shock. And it was she loves that I'm doing it. Would I let her train if she wants to? If she wants to get in wrestling, um, she's more than welcome to. I'll help guide her, but I would actually let her find her own way and not basically I ask for, favors to help her train, as far as training, things like that. But as far as create our own identity type of thing, not,
Right.
going my shadow or, following my shadow, so to speak. Or I don't want her to get, I'm not the person that likes to, because today in this age of wrestling, it's more so you see a lot of second generation wrestlers run through right now, and some are better than others. Not to throw anybody under the bus or anything like that, or it's just that uh, some people have it easier. So by having being that second generation, third generation wrestler, it seemed like they're in the business solely because in don't get me wrong, I want it to be easy, but I also wanted to have a experience to where, because you never know when hardship comes.
Right.
If you don't know how to, I believe in the grind. Some people might not feel that total grind and appreciate things more. So I'd rather her go through the grind than just having it easier, if that
Right.
makes sense.
No, absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Yeah, I completely understand and respect that as well.
Yeah. But I'll
Now,
definitely help her if she wants it.
well, yeah, of course. Now, you worked in a six-sided ring. Can you tell us the advantages and disadvantages of wrestling in a different type of ring that isn't a squared circle?
Uh, Now don't get me wrong. Six sided rings are weird. And the reason why I say it's weird is because of it seems like the ring is more stiffer than a regular ring for some reason. It seems like the ring is a lot stiffer and it hurts more.
That's
But
interesting.
yeah, that's how I feel. I don't know if somebody else feels that way, but that's how I feel. I'm like, damn, and I've been in quite a few rings. But that six sided seems like it's more stiffer. And not only is more stiffer, maybe the length is not, you know, it's not like a AEW ring where you got a lot more room.
Oh yeah.
It seems it's more smaller. Um, it's and it's kind of like when I first got into it, I do the simple spot, the tackle, drop down, leapfrog. So I do the tackle, I tackle the guy. Like, well, okay, which rope do I hit? Because you got two of them, right next to each other. You got two ends of the other, two sides, that you're facing. You're facing two sides of the rope. So I'm like, oh, which one do I hit? He's like, don't matter, don't matter. Go ahead. Okay, it's based just pick, but it's gonna look weird because I was so accustomed to a traditional ring, and it's just six sided. It's different. That's what I guess that's the cool part about it. It's different, but it's also like it's weird.
I can imagine that. It's kind of, it definitely makes you look, but it's maybe a little bit harder to walk in. It's nice for the people watching it. It might be not as great for the people that's actually in it.
No, it's not, because you got the turnbuckles. They're everywhere. It seems like they're everywhere. It's like they're all over the place. You got this turnbuckle here, this turnbuckle here, and it's looking like if you never wrestled in it, it's gonna feel totally weird to work, especially if you just first finding out. Like, hey, you're gonna work in a six sided. What? Damn, I ain't never done a six. Okay,
Is it?
yeah. So
Do you have to adjust a lot, or is it just like could you just get in there and have a match, or do you have to kind of work out the kinks beforehand, like in training?
Uh, well, sometimes in those situations, well, I was in a situation where I didn't have time to work the kinks, so it's just more so of
I see.
going off what you know.
Okay.
Like, okay, well, since I see the turnbuckle, so I'm just use this turnbuckle. So I'm just shoot them across to that turnbuckle, or shoot them across there. Like it's not, it's just weird because of how it's designed, but it's not that bad of an adjustment.
Okay. Now, Scooter, you have a question.
Mm, yes. Now, you come from Rockford, Illinois, probably the second most well-known city in Illinois.
Yeah,
Um, and baseball is a huge part of Rockford history.
rock for pizza.
Uh, yes, right. So, of course, this question has nothing to do with Rockford. Cubs or White Sox?
Yeah, Cubs all day.
Yes.
There you go.
Cubs all day.
All right. Okay. I know, and this is a shot in the dark question.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been to and I know Rockford is somewhat known for the food truck festival.
Yeah.
Ever ever eat anything crazy, and was it on a cheat day?
Uh, let's see. As far as food truck goes, I had um a Jamaican truck, uh,
Ooh.
jerk food, and yeah, it was on definitely on a cheat day. It was definitely on a cheat day.
All right.
Definitely.
Okay, I have I think I've yeah, three more food questions.
Hmm.
No, wait, four, and they're simple. And we'll go with the yes or nos first. Chicago style hot dog, fan or not?
Big fan.
Yeah, all right,
Big fan.
all right. Now, I know Chicago has its own style of barbecue. Familiar with that at all?
Well, I am familiar with it. They got all kind of different type of barbecue places that are amazing. Um, Typically, well, I don't eat pork anymore,
Well, I guess that
so
that eliminates my question about the jibarito sandwich.
yeah, I stay away
Uh,
from pork.
okay, and uh, I know that there's a pizza related question coming up, but given that I'm a New Yorker and that
Yeah.
you're Chicagoan, Chicago style, fan or not, Chicago style pizza. I'm sorry, how about that pizza?
Chicago style pizza is amazing.
So your deep dish, not thin crust.
The deep dish.
Deep
Well,
dish.
technically, yeah, New York is not really thin crust. Yeah, it's more, but I do agree. I'm a New Yorker and I can't stand New York pizza. So,
But that brings up an even more controversial subject.
uh,
Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
what? Say that again.
Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
I'm not a fan of pineapple on pizza. That's just me. I'm not a big fan of it.
I don't know.
Do I think it belongs on pizza? Uh I'm gonna stand neutral with that because I guess it's based off a person's preference. You know, if they like pineapple, then they love pineapple on anything. I guess.
From your answer, I feel like you have people in both camps. You have the passionate people that you know about pineapple on pizza, and then the opposite as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's a constant battle. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta hear it. It does not. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. Yeah, it does. If you wanted to be on there, it could be on there. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go.
And you just stay out of it.
I stay out of it.
You're eating your Cinnabon.
Yeah, I stick with my Cinnabon over here. Y'all keep on it. Go ahead and argue and whatever y'all doing. I'm gonna eat my Cinnabon over here.
On a more serious note, a kid asked for your autograph and later in the show made a sign to support you. What did that mean to you?
That meant a lot. That means a lot. That is something um, very special. That's something I never could imagine. I can never imagine. I would have never thought in a million years that would ever happen.
Right.
Um, yeah, it goes to show that you got people that look up to you and look at you as a hero or a comic book character type of deal. Larger than life, or it's kind of an amazing thing. Because I remember how it was when I was a kid, looking at Ultimate Warrior, Sting, and all those larger than life guys especially from the early '90s. When they had that was their thing. Was to have that larger than life type of character. It was actually unbelievable as a kid. And, as you being that role model is just how important you are and how much you affect the younger generation.
Does it make you feel like you're doing something right? Obviously the wrestling aside, character wise and, what you're
Yeah,
doing means something.
yeah, it means something. Yeah, it absolutely means something. um I actually, to be honest, I had actually experienced stuff like that before, somewhat similar to that, as a teenager when I was playing in high school. It wasn't an autograph or anything like that, but I had seen signs up. um and I'm like, wow, it's kind of like a surreal thing having people like that. And they're really rooting for you. They're looking at you as their savior or a hero, or things like that. That's when I first got a little taste of that, was in high school. But as a wrestler, you know, um, it actually hits different because of how I felt as a kid.
Right.
I'm like, damn, this really means something to these kids. Like, it's actually, it's what I'm doing means something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Scooter, you have a question.
Now, we are all, for lack of a better word, nerdy about something. What's something Demarcio James is nerdy about?
Video games.
Ah,
Elaborate.
Um, well, I'm an owner of a PS5. I own a PS5.
Yeah, me too. Yes.
Oh, Team PlayStation. Yes.
Yes.
boo, you
Yes.
people.
Yeah,
I'm
look,
Xbox.
you team Xbox.
I am Team Xbox.
Oh, you know what? I don't have an issue with Xbox, but I haven't had an Xbox since the 360 days.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the
Yeah.
last. Yeah, after I had the three red rings of death, I was done with them.
And I
I was
totally,
done with them.
I get that and I respect that. But one and Series X does not have that issue.
Oh yeah, they don't. Yeah, it doesn't have that issue. No, no. But they're hard to get your hands on. It's hard to get these consoles now.
Yeah, I got mine directly from Sony by
You went on PlayStation Direct?
yep, and by sheer luck. Plus, I went. I thought I was buying the digital only, and it ended up giving me the one with the disc drive.
You
And
wanted the digital one or you wanted
yeah,
the disc one?
yeah. Well, I wanted the digital one because I didn't see a need for the disc drive anymore.
Got you.
Having gone through a PS4 and having replaced the Blu-ray drive 3 times,
Wow.
I was through with through with discs. But they sent me to the disk drive queue, and it's in my car. They give you a limited amount of time. I'm like, if I give this up, I probably won't be able to get it for a while. So you know what? Screw
Yeah.
it. I'll bite the bullet. Get the pay the extra $100 and get the PS5, and I have not regretted it since.
Good, good, good.
So
I got lucky, got it off Walmart.
Oh wow, in store?
No, not in
Oh,
store,
online.
online.
Okay.
Yeah, online. That I got lucky because it was hard to get it was hard to get anything off Walmart. It was hard to get something off Walmart, but
You are
I
not
was like,
wrong.
what? I was shocked. I was like, what? Wait a minute. And then when it said I got it, I'm like, well, let me wait and see the shipping and all that. Then I know it's confirmed. Cause I was like, I don't want. Hey, I still didn't believe it. That's how bad it was for me to try to find a PS5. I was taking so many losses. I'm like, well, let's see if I got confirmation numbers and all that. I get all that, I'm good. Cause I don't believe it. And then it said, oh yeah, confirmation this and you're shipping this. I'm like, whoa, okay, it's real then.
All right.
Yep.
So you're a PlayStation person. What are you playing?
Uh,
What's your jam?
Gran Turismo 7.
Hmm.
I just got
yeah,
that.
very nice.
I started playing Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh,
Yeah.
great game. Great game.
Great game. You know, that's what Sony's known for is their adventure, deep storyline games,
Yeah.
exclusives. You know, big fan of that. That's why I always like them over Xbox for
Mm,
that reason.
I'm a Fortnite player. Uh, what am I? Rocket League, Fall Guys.
Hmm.
I'm part of. I got the PS Plus membership, so I've been into Ghost Runner,
Okay, yeah.
like a parkour ninja
Hmm.
game. Like, yes, sign me up. And of course, what I only started playing just last night, uh, 2K22, WWE 2K22.
How is that game?
It is it is actually quite good so far.
Because
I
I was
have
trying to debate should I get it or not. I was like, I don't know. Because every time I get it, I get disappointed.
I haven't played it in depth. I've only played the showcase. So I've only played some of the showcase so far, and that's been really interesting. The controls are overhauled. Yeah, it takes a little getting used to,
Hmm.
um, but with everything, feels it feels a lot more solid, and it feels a lot more complete.
You know what? I might go ahead and get it because I heard they redesigned and redid their engine and everything like that. As far as like they had to take what was that a whole year they took off?
Oh yeah.
Yep,
They didn't they didn't come out with 21, so they skipped 21 to revamp it to redo everything. You know,
Right.
yep.
because everything else was trash all the other years. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, that's why I was kind of debating whether or not I should get 22 too, because I used to play those games religiously, but I've kind of dropped off the wrestling video game wagon. I might get the AEW game when it comes out, but
That's gonna take a while because they building it from scratch.
Yeah, but
That's gonna be a while.
I'm essentially getting a WWE game to just go to the community and downloading the New Japan and AEW guys that are on the game already.
Yeah. Now there is a rumor going around that WWE is in talks with EA
I heard
for
that.
their
Yes,
future games.
I did hear that, and if that happens, yeah, I'm not gonna buy anymore.
Yeah, I'm done
Yeah,
after that because
yeah,
EA has been trashed too.
microtransactions. Yeah.
Alright, let's get on to another subject. What's your spirit Pokemon?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. That's a. I have to tap back into my like 8-year-old self. Damn, that was a
Alright.
long time ago. That was a long time ago. Or 10-year-old self. Shoot.
Fair
God,
enough.
I feel old.
Yeah, like when yeah.
I was playing Pokemon in high school. That's when it came out.
Yeah, see, now I'm really feeling old. I really feel old now. I'm like, I ain't even thought about Pokemon in forever. Ooh,
Um, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of reason to think about Pokemon recently, unless you're a Go fan. Pokemon Go, I
Uh,
yeah.
mean.
well, actually, no, that's not true. If you are a Switch player, you have Pokemon Legends Arceus. You have
But also basically the same game just revamped every
mm,
year.
there's Scarlet and Violet. And then there's what do they call them? Nuzlocke playthroughs, where if a Pokemon is knocked out, it's considered dead and you cannot use it again.
Wow, that sounds hardcore. Alright, weirdest question you'll ever be asked on a wrestling podcast. Would you ever consider wrestling a rock? Not Dwayne Johnson,
Not the country.
an actual rock.
An actual rock? Well, that wouldn't be weird because let's just say I done did some drills with a broom. So that wouldn't be too far off from me doing drills with a broom.
That gives jumping the broom a whole new meaning.
A whole new meaning. So I probably would do something with a rock.
Just for context, there's this wrestler named Psycho Mike that wrestled an actual rock for over 15 minutes in what was dubbed a Tungsten Man match, an Iron Man match that lasted for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And he
We
didn't
also
win.
should mention, yeah, we should also mention he's Canadian.
Oh, that explains it.
And of course, on the show, we love Tracy Smarters. Do you know the acronym for Thug? THUG.
I do not.
Scooter?
T is for terrible. H is for hell. U is for ugly. And G is for jail. 'Cause a thug can't spell.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we love Tracy and just trying to keep the memory alive.
Yeah.
Now it is once again time for that segment. Demarcio James's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the road, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh boy. Uh
I like that, oh boy.
yeah. Um I had a situation where um I was supposed to I was scheduled to go. I believe it was Dark. I was supposed to go on Dark. Uh, I believe it was either Dark or was it Dark Elevation. So they came. They came to Chicago recently. About a month ago.
AEW.
AEW. Right. I was scheduled to be there, and during that time, it was a snow blizzard.
Ah.
I ran right into a snow blizzard and got stuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that's not fun.
Yeah, that wasn't fun at all. Yeah, I got stuck in Chicago as soon as because like it wasn't. I was actually driving from Rockford to Chicago, which is like an hour and a half drive, and it wasn't snowing in Rockford. As soon as I started to get to Chicago, closer to Chicago, just a straight blizzard hit, 14 inches,
Oh. Yep. I could imagine how that sucks.
and got stuck.
Alright. Well, on a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Uh, probably. You'll probably see me on the silver screen.
Thinking about an acting career?
Getting. Yeah, I was thinking about crossing that threshold of acting.
Interesting. Well, that actually is a great segue into another segment, the Colossal Question, not featuring Kaliko this week. They're making a movie about you, and every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first three songs on your wrestling career soundtrack so far?
Uh, uh, First three songs on the soundtrack. Uh, it would have to be a Tupac song.
All right, you got us all
Ooh.
ready. Which song?
It would have to be. Let's see. It's gonna have to be "Hit 'Em Up."
All right,
Mm.
Uh, I think all three songs gonna have to be Tupac.
and you won't hear any complaints from us.
Nope.
It's gonna have to be "Hit 'Em Up." It's gonna have to be uh, and it's a lot of good songs that
Mm.
Tupac
Like
had.
maybe something from his time with Digital Underground and Shock G.
Yeah, same song,
Yes.
same song. Yeah,
Ah.
it's gonna have to be same song. Uh, Me Against the World.
All
Now I
right.
climb around when I hang around with the underground delicious bouncing it down when I
Yeah,
come
come
around.
around.
Gas me,
Yeah,
swing past me. They used to diss me, harass me, but now they ask me.
yeah.
Get your fan, people change. Wanna live your life, I same song, kick a wrong. Now Sky must have claimed that.
Scooter,
He
you
went
got
off
this
on that
one.
song.
Yep, yep, yeah. Don't demonetize us, YouTube.
So,
Yeah, he definitely went off on
you
that
got
song.
you got a solid three. Do you conform? Do you lock it in? All right, you are locked in.
Locked in.
All right. And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what the Marcio James is all about?
Say that again.
What's a match people? What is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what you're all about?
Um, I would say my match with Will Purlieu,
Okay.
because the reason why I said that is because that was probably the most. It was actually a character change. Um, it was kind of more of the my real true self, so to speak. Because when I first broke in the business, I was always a baby face, and I found it to be harder being a babyface
Right.
because like it was my first time actually coming onto the camera as a heel, and I would like the people to see that, you know, the full 13 minutes of, you know, of what I can actually do as a heel as opposed to being a babyface.
Right. Right. And we'll even, I believe that's up on YouTube, so I'll throw it in the link in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, and people could check it out after this interview if they haven't already. Now, it is once again time, since we're nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun. No actual doom to be incurred.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Worst wrestler.
Say that again.
Worst wrestler.
Worst wrestler?
Yes.
Ooh. Damn, that's a hard one right there. Who's the worst wrestler? The Renegade.
Ooh, wow.
Y'all remember the Renegade?
Yes, we do.
Only reason why I say he's the worst wrestler because he's a knockoff of the Ultimate Warrior. That's the only reason why I said that.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Roman Reigns.
Ooh, yeah. If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Roman Reigns. I love his intro.
The new one, right?
Yep, the new one. I love that. I love it.
Alright. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is
Dead.
We
squat.
also would we also would have accepted is quite good on toast.
Yeah.
Squash, fruit or vegetable?
Fruit.
That is correct. It is indeed a fruit.
Yeah.
New Japan wrestler Taichi, his ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Ooh. Biker shorts?
Is that your is that your final answer?
Yeah.
And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
I have not.
And that is the correct answer. That will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
And once again, could you tell us where we can find you on social media?
Instagram is D Marcio James Pro Wrestling. Um, my Twitter is at DMarcio James, and Facebook DMarcio James. Pro Wrestling Tees. You can search me on there if you want my merch, my shirts. You can search, go on the search tab and type in DMarcio James, D apostrophe MARCEO James JAMSE or E was that ES? Sorry. Yeah.
Doing the old Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, the old Jeff Jarrett, yeah, doing all that old crazy.
Well,
But yeah.
for all our listeners, you don't have to spell. The links will be in the description of the video both below on YouTube and Castbox. Simply just click it and you will be on every page that has to do with the Marcio. And And I mean, you've been listening to him for just a little over an hour. Buy it down short. Of course, if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment both on YouTube and Castbox. Join us next Wednesday as we interview Misty Moore. And of course, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Follow the show at Wrestling with E both on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow us individually as well. I am at JamesJ993. You can follow Kaliko at I am Kaliko. And where can they find Scooter?
As always, you can find me on Twitter at ScooterDust. You can find me along with James for the remix on YouTube. Brand new format coming your way. Still the only live streaming alternate commentary, now sidecast on the web today. Coming to you next time with WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday. And of course, find me in all of my Twitch adventures on numerous pro wrestling superstar channels such as Hall of Famer Medusa, Colt Cabana, Johnny Gargano, Tyler Breeze, just to name a few. But mainly, you can find me along with Rico Constantino Jr. and the rest of the Smoking Dragons clan at twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons.
Alright, Demarcio, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment.
Right.
For our very special guest, Demarcio James, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey guys, this is Brutal Bob Evans from Hangs with Bob Seminars and TheWrestleLife.com, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.